Okay, very good evening to all of you. Now, today onwards, we will start the concept of core language in that Java. So, we'll discuss about all the object-oriented programming concept plus additional advanced concept of Java. So, before starting the actual implementation of Java, we need to understand the theoretical part, like what are the features of Java, what is the software. So those who want to make career in development, or we can say that software development, then there are two languages most important while software development. The first one is Java, and second one is Python, because both those language, Java and Python, are multi-threaded programming languages. Okay, we'll discuss what is the concept of threaded programming language. How will implement in Java. So we'll do that. We'll check for that. So before starting that, just I want to show you how to uh, write a simple program. After that, we'll start the actual implementation. Okay. So the first program we need to create over here is the simple hello, or we can say that the welcome to the Java program, and after that we'll start the implementation of that. So while doing the programming, there are several ways are available. So among that, just we will use a simple basic way. So by using Notepad, we'll execute our program. So for example, this one is your program. First of all, we'll save that program, having something name called as. In that, we'll save that program in D drive. Here I will make one folder, Java, that will save program. Now here is my file demo.java, and I want to execute that program. Here I will create a class demo one demo, that just I will show you right. Discuss about everything. We use static, we use void main, like that stuff. Just 1 minute. That I have created one class, and in that I wrote our main method. Okay. So the class name is a demo one, and in that public static void main around bucket string args, just execute that program. Execute it. Just we need to check whether we have an application of Java. Okay, so to check that, just use a Java C. Okay, so if we get this such a type of information, then we can say that we have successfully installed the Java and our class path is successful set. And I will show you how we'll set the class path also. So don't worry about that. So in that, just we need to visit try see the file name. Demo is there, demo.java. Now we successfully compile this program, and after that we'll execute java demo.java or java demo. See, we get the output welcome to Java message. Okay, so like that stuff we can do the programming, but before doing any program, we must understand the features of Java. We must understand what are the application or what are the flavors of Javas are available and how we'll do that. Once we complete the theoretical part, after that we'll start the implementation. So we can say that today itself we will discuss about only theoretical part, what are the features like that stuff, and after that day after tomorrow we will start the implementation of Java. So let's start. So
Yes, sir.
before starting the Java yes, is it I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So before starting the actual implementation of Java or the features of Java, just we need to understand what will be the definition of software, okay, or software developer. So now in future we can able to we can become a software developer, Java developer, we can say that Python developer, but at least we must understand the definition or what is the meaning of development or what is the meaning of developer. So here I wrote a definition of that developer or what is the software, so we will get the idea. Okay, so we think that we are a software developer, but what is the meaning of software? First of all, we need to understand the meaning of software so we can think about that development. Okay, so what is the definition? A software development is the process. Everything is the process, so we can say that the software development is a process which converts your imaginary part. What is the imaginary part? For example, I want to create a calculator, so I am imagining, so there are some numbers are there, some operators are there, number like 1 to 9, 0 to 9, some operators like plus, minus, division, modulus, multiplication, some operators are there. So we require to use two numbers. For example, if you want to perform addition, we require to use two numbers. So like that stuff we are imagining the part. Okay, so that term imagination imaginary part will be converted into reality part by writing some lines of code. Is nothing but software. So this is the simple definition which I have created to understand the meaning of software development or software. So here I wrote that software is a development process which converts your imaginary part, that imaginary thoughts, into reality part by writing some set of programs, or we can say that by writing some set of lines of code. Okay, just 1 minute. Ah, so this is the simple definitions. Okay, definition. So now, okay, so what are the software? Major categories of software. First one is the system software, second one is the application software, and third one is the internet. We'll discuss briefly about that. What is a system software? That means to execute the working of system, operating system, we require a system software. For example, driver is there, printer software is there, scanner software is there. That software will called as a system software. Application and application is nothing but a standalone application where we executed on single PC, And internet software is nothing but distributed application. That means that will be executed on internet, okay, or network, we can say that. So for example, distributed standalone application example is a calculator, Microsoft Print, like that stuff. And distributed application or internet software examples are Gmail, yeah, Amazon Cloud, or any application that will be executed on a browser. Okay, so these are the main categories of software. We took the definition, we understand the definition of software, and these are the three major categories of software. Now, application will be divided into three parts. So, in that, standalone application is there. We'll discuss about that. And second, distributed application is there. So, we'll discuss about the definitions of application software. So, majorly, Java application is divided into two types: standalone application and distributed application. Make a note of that. The standalone application is one which executed on a single disk, okay, which executed on a hard drive, and whose result is not shareable. We'll discuss about that. What is the meaning of not shareable or result is not shareable? Okay. Second one is a application is a distributed application which will be executed on the context of browser and whose result is shareable. Okay. So the best example we can say that, see, this one is my int, and I'm doing the some calculation. For example, I want to perform my addition, so I'm doing the calculation. Just is a calculator. So in that I'm doing the addition of 10 plus 10. So we get the output as 20. Okay. But the output is not shareable. That means this result is applicable for this single PC only. So that application is called as a standalone application. Okay. So the application that will be executed on single PC or single hard drive, that application is called as a standalone application whose result is not shareable. So in that case, the 20 result is not shareable. Okay, this is visible on only screen or single PC. This result will be not shareable. And second one is a distributed application. The distributed application is one whose result is shareable and which will be executed on World Wide Web. Where we can execute that World Wide Web? On browser. That means the distributed application is one which will be executed on the context of browser and whose result is shareable. For example, Facebook. In that Facebook, we can log in into the profile. We can share the post. Okay, so from one person to the another person. So this is the example of distributed application. Even we can use distributed application as a Gmail. So in that we can send a mail from source to destination. Okay, from one PC to the multiple PC, from one PC to the another PC. So such a type of example is shareable. So these two major applications are there. The standalone application is nothing but completely core Java, and where distributed application is nothing but completely advanced Java. In that, servlet is there, JSP Java Server Pages is there, servlet JSP is there, MVC architecture is there. So by using that, we can build a distributed application. Where in standalone application we have limited options like applet is there, Swing is there, some exception handling concepts is there, JDBC is there. So JDBC will work on the standalone application also and distributed application. So what is JDBC? JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. We will see what is the meaning and how we'll do the JDBC related operations also. Okay, so don't worry about that. But just understand what is the meaning of standalone application and what is the meaning of distributed application. So here is the definition of standalone application. So in IT is nothing but information technology. We can develop two types of application. The first one is a standalone application and second one is a distributed application. What is a standalone application? A standalone application is one which runs in the context of local disk, or we can say that which will be executed on the local disk or single PC. We can also say that. Okay, a standalone application is one which runs in the context of local disk, and all standalone applications are not shareable. This is the important note. Standalone applications are not shareable. That means the result of that application will not able to share. Okay, so that's why we can say that it is a standalone application. So we have three categories of software: system software, application software, and internet software. So in that system, that means operating system related software, and application is nothing but standalone application, comes under the standalone application. Okay, so make a note of that. The application which will be executed on a single PC whose result is not shareable, that application is called as a standalone application. That's it. Distributed application. A distributed application is one which can be accessed across the globe, or we can say that a distributed application is one type of application which will be executed or which will be run in the context of World Wide Web. And we all know that if you want to access World Wide Web, that means www, then we need to use the browser. And if you're trying to use the app, use the browser, that means that application will be accessed through the network, intranet, or internet. Such a type of application is called as a distributed application. The distributed application, we must use the client server architecture, where client always make a request to the server and server gives the response of client request. Okay, so we'll discuss about the client server architecture also, so don't worry. Just understand there are two types of applications are there. First one, standalone application, and second one, distributed application. Standalone application will be executed on the single hard drive, where distributed application will be executed on the context of World Wide Web, or we can say that the distributed application one is one which will be executed on the browser. Okay, whose result is a shareable, and standalone application results are not shareable. Okay, so these are the definition जो हमने starting में देखे थे. So in that there are three categories of applications: software, system software, application software, and internet software. Okay, so let's do the example. What is a system software? System software is used to develop the functionality of hardware devices. Example, C and ELP. ELP आपने पढ़ा होगा माइक्रो प्रोसेसर में, assembly language programming. Okay, so assembly language programming is a microprocessor language. Okay, so such a type of application is called as a system software. इसका भी example होता है कि like drivers हो सकता है, या display driver हो सकता है, audio driver हो सकता है, chipset driver हो सकता है, नेटवर्क ड्राइवर हो सकता है, इथरनेट ड्राइवर हो सकता है. So different kinds of system. So camera का ड्राइवर हो सकता है. That means see, our laptop or our desktop is an example of system software. So by using that we can execute, or we can perform, or we can run the operating system. So such a type of application is called as a system software. In that majorly assembly language programming language is used. Okay, so this is about system software. Second, application software is used to developing the organization oriented application. This is also known as a backend software. Example, DB based application हो सकता है, या we can say that Microsoft Paint हो सकता है, Microsoft Office हो सकता है. Okay, so like that application will be executed on single PC. That's it. And internet is nothing but, make a note of that, application software is also known as standalone application, standalone application. And internet software is also known as a distributed application. It is used to develop the distributed applications. ये distributed application develop करने के लिए use किया जाता है. So this is the definition of system software, application software, and internet software, along with some examples. Now this is about the software. कि क्यों बताया? What is the reason behind that? See, being as a fresher, when we apply for any job, in that case, first they will ask regarding if you want to join our company. So as a software developer, so first tell me what is the definition of software. So in that case, we must understand what are the kinds of software are available, what are the types of software are available, what are the types of applications are available, what is the meaning of software, how we'll convert our imaginary part into the reality part by writing some set of protocols or by writing some set of rules. So we need to specify that. ये हमें specify करना पड़ता है, तो ही we can say that we know about the basic structure of any software language. So the history of Java, now onwards we'll discuss about the history, and we'll discuss about the author, who is author of Java, that is James Gosling, and after that we'll discuss some features, important features with an example. So we'll discuss about that. The first one is a history of Java. So history is important. Being as a fresher, they will ask, the interview will ask regarding what is the history of Java, when the Java language is developed, who is the author of Java language, where the Java language is developed, what is the first name of Java language earlier, does that language have some name called as oak, like that stuff they will ask. So every student must know about the theoretical concept, historical concept of Java. Okay, so the Java is a distributed technology developed by the James Gosling. So the main author of the Java language. We all know that the first author is James Gosling and second one is a Patrick. And the language is developed in the year of 1990, in the year of 1990, implemented by Java Soft Inc. Okay, so this one is a company where the Java language is developed, USA, which is the software division of Sun Microsystem. So it is a software Sun Microsystem division, Java Soft Inc. And it was developed in the year of 1990 by the author James Gosling and Patrick. Okay. Later on, this language, that company is taken by Oracle Corporation. Okay. So later on, ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि right now there is इसके अंदर we can say that there is no, what we say, right now there is no ownership of Sun Microsystem. So totally Java अभी right now Oracle के अंडर में है. So उनके जेडीके 1.8 के बाद के जितने भी वर्जन्स है ये Oracle ने ही डेवलप किया. राइट नाउ जेडीके 17 इज देयर, 17 और 18 भी चालू है. Okay, so earlier it was 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, and later on 1.8 उन्होंने directly JDK 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 इतने different kinds of versions develop किए. So इसके अंदर ये historical part में आपको ये याद रखना है कि who developed the Java language, in which year the Java language is developed, okay, and who developed the Java language, what is the name of that company, and what is the name of the main branch. Okay, Sun Microsystem. So earlier the certification also there, uh, UCGP. Right now Oracle certified Java programmer certification there, but earlier Sun Microsystem certified Java programmer is there. Okay, so अभी OCGP certification आते हैं, OCGP 7, OCGP 8, OCGP 9, OCGP 10, like that. इसके अंदर भी certification की different start है. I think professional is there, basic related is there. So इसके different types of certifications भी market में available है. Now, the original name of Java is Oak. ये भी क्वेश्चन इंटरव्यू में पूछा जाता है कि what is the earlier name of Java? So we can say that Oak. So what is Oak? Oak is the tree name. Okay, in the year of 1995, Oak was revised and developed a software called as a Java. Okay, which is the coffee seed name. So ये जावा जो है ये कॉफी सीड नेम है. एंड अर्लियर इसका जो जावा का नेम था तो वो ओक था. इन द ईयर ऑफ 1995 ये नेम रिप्लेस हुआ एज अ जावा. ओके, ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि लाइक व्हाई दे यूज नेम एज अ जावा. ओके, क्यों बताया है? सो वी नीड टू स्पेसिफाई दैट. सो जावा इज अ कॉफी सीड नेम. ओके, सो इन द 1995 में ये डेवलप किया, रिवाइज किया गया था. Now, these are the three flavors of Java, and majorly among that, only two are using. Okay, when the Android came in the year of 2008 2009, so the last flavor ये मिस ही हुआ था. That means ये use नहीं हुआ था. Earlier, before the 2008, there was a mobile phones which is based on the jar file. So ये J2EME use करते थे, Java to mobile edition और Java to micro edition, to develop the mobile related applications. Okay, so these are the three flavor: J2 SE, Java 2 Software Edition, Java 2 Enterprise Edition, Java 2 Mobile Edition और Java 2 Macro Edition. मोबाइल भी कह सकते हो या मैक्रो भी कह सकते हो, नाम है उसके. Okay, So J2ESC is basically used for developing client-side application, or we can say that J2ESC is basically used to develop the standalone application. What is standalone application? That application will be executed on single disk and whose result is not shareable. उसका result shareable नहीं होगा. So J2EE is used to develop the server side application. That means client server application. In that case, client make a request and server will provide. For example, I'm asking for my Facebook login. I want to check my previous year post. So I will make a request to the Facebook server, and Facebook server will provide the post which I made in 2018, 2019. That means here I am a client and Facebook is a server. Like a Gmail, I want to check a mail of 5 years back or currently email I want to check. Then I will make a request to the server, Gmail server, and Gmail server will provide a response for my query or request. Okay, so it is enterprise. So majorly J2ESC is a core Java and J2EE is a advanced Java. Okay, in that servlet is there. After that, JSP is there, MVC is there, model view controller, Java beans is there, setter getter methods are there, and in J2ESC we can say that some core concept are there like object oriented programming is there. In that case, Hibernate is there also, and Hibernate and Spring are the frameworks, but which is totally dependent on the J2EC. And in major companies right now, in the companies, they are looking for core Java along with Hibernate and core Java along with Spring Boot. ओके सो इसमें मार्केट में बहुत जॉब्स अवेलेबल है एंड स्टार्टिंग पैकेज विल बी 3 lakh to 5 lakh and in 5 years it would be 15 to 20 lakhs in 5 years within 5 years if you're working in the core Java along with Spring Boot and Hibernate. It's big opportunity to work in the software edition and J2ME edition Java to mobile edition ये ऑलमोस्ट खत्म हो गया है अभी जार फाइल में कोई यूज भी नहीं करता है सो ये थर्ड एडिशन है. Now we'll discuss about the features of Java. These are the list of Java features and we'll discuss one by one. Don't worry about that. We'll discuss one by one. The first feature, Java is a simple programming language. We'll discuss what are the reason because it is a simple syntax along with some, it is a free from pointer. Had you heard about the pointer? Does anyone know about the pointer? Let me know about that. Only 19 students are joined. Okay, does anyone know about the pointer concept?
Sir, it points toward the address of the store.
Pratik, what?
Uh, Pointer gives the address of the storage of variable.
Anyone other? Ankita, what do you think?
Sir, is store address of another variable.
Good. Stores the address of another variable. Great. Anything else? Ankita? Ashfaq? Sanjana? See, pointer is the most useful concept. In that case, majorly it will ask the question why we use the pointer. So we can say that pointer is used to store the address of another variable. That's it. It cannot store the like storage space को वो info ये नहीं करता है represent नहीं करता है. It stores the address of another variable. What is a variable? Pratik?
It's the name of a storage area.
Right. A name given to a storage area where we can store our data like that. So obvious आपने जो कहा है वो भी somewhat condition में सच हो सकता है but definition proper होनी चाहिए. The definition itself indicates that it is used to store the address of another variable and we all know that variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area and where we can store the our data whose value can be changed during the execution of program. ये proper definition है. Okay. So ये reason है कि Java is a simple. Why? Because it is a free from pointer. जावा में पॉइंटर के कंसेप्ट यूज नहीं किए गए. Okay, we'll discuss about that. So Java is a platform independent. That means it is not depending on the any operating system. For example, we can execute a program on Linux. We can execute a program on Mac OS. We can execute a program on, we can say that, Windows also. So third one is architectural neutral. That means there is a no limitation on processor. We can execute a Java program on any version, or we can say any generation of the processor. Okay, we all know that i3, i5, i7, these are the latest processor. i9 is also there. So all the processor have a different generation. Like I have i5 with fifth generation, someone have i5 with 7 generation, someone have i5 with 10 generation, like that. So it does not depend on any generation. That's why we can say that Java is architectural neutral. Okay, it will be executed on any version of processor. Fourth one is a portable. Portable is nothing but we can say that Java combination of platform independent and architectural neutral is nothing but portable. Okay, that means a language that is not depending on any operating system, and the language which is not depending on any generation of processor, it's called as a portable. So Java is a portable. Easily in Python we can write a code for Java, and Java के हम कोड एडिशनल भी लिख सकते हैं, इजीली पोर्ट हो सकती है लैंग्वेज. So it is not dependent. Fifth one is a multi-threading, and this is the most beautiful concept of Java. Java is multi-threaded. Okay, multi-threaded programming language. In that case, multiple instances can execute simultaneously. For example, I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. So my one object will print, or my one class will print 1 to 10 numbers. I want to print A to Z. My another instance will print A to Z. Another instance will print even number from 1 to 10. Another instance will print 100 to 1 odd numbers. That means make a note of that. Java supports multi-threaded programming language, in that multiple threads or multiple instances will play important role. ओके, अब ये ऐसा नहीं समझ में आएगा, बट while doing the practicals of multi-threaded programming language आपको समझ में आएगा. ओके, just make a note of that. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. Java is a distributed programming language. We can make a distributed programming language application. So that's why it is called as a distributed languages. Java support networks. Java supports robust, reliable language, bug-free language. That's why here use. Java supports dynamic. Java is secure. Okay, let's come to the 10 number point. Why we called Java is secure? When we learn earlier language, which languages are learned in earlier? कौन से लैंग्वेज पढ़े हैं जावा के पहले आपने, पाइथन छोड़ के? स्टार्टिंग में आपने क्या पढ़ा है? सी लैंग्वेज. हैड यू हर्ड अबाउट दैट सी लैंग्वेज?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So C language is a procedure oriented language or object oriented language?
Procedure.
Procedure oriented language. What do you think, Namrata? I think C is a procedure oriented language, or Java, sorry, object oriented language. I think object oriented language is there. C. Namrata,
Yes,
whether
yes,
it
sir.
is whether it is a procedure or whether it is an object.
Object oriented.
Object oriented. Sanjana, what do you think? Unmute yourself. If you don't know, then
Hello.
yes.
Sir, C is a procedure-oriented language and Java is a object-oriented language.
And what about C++?
Sir, C++ is also object-oriented.
तर मला कोणी सांगेल का डिफरन्स काय आहे प्रोसिजर आणि ऑब्जेक्ट मध्ये?
सर ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड मध्ये ऑब्जेक्ट थ्रू पास होते ना ते, म्हणजे ऑब्जेक्ट द्यावं लागतंय. फॉर एक्झाम्पल क्लास ए, असं ए बी.
सो याच्यामध्ये मला माझी स्क्रीन शेअर करतो. जस्ट टेल मी वन थिंग. Did I created object of this program? Yes or no? Did I created any object of demo one?
No, sir.
So can I say how I can I say that because without a class I cannot able to write a program in Java without object. So tell
So
me something.
Java is dimensional quantity.
Yes.
Java is
Java is what?
a class is a imaginary quantity, sir. So there is no space in it.
I didn't get that, Sneha. What do you want to say?
Sir,
Yes.
uh, the program you showed that in that no object was created
Yes.
of demo, but there was a main class and it has static keyword, so it is dynamic. I mean, it is called by the processor only. So there, if we use static, so there is no need to call by object by using
Great.
object.
Great. This is a valid reason because I called this class with a static function, and if we have a static function, then there is no need to call the object. Okay, that means I can say that without a class, or we can say that, can I say that without a class, I'm not able to write a program in Java? Is it valid statement? Without a class, I'm not able to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pratik, what do you think? Can I able to create a
Yeah.
program in Java without a class?
No, sir.
Okay. So make a note of that. The difference between procedure-oriented language and object-oriented language is that the program which was written in procedure. Okay, so when we talk about a C language, there is a no class. So we need to call it by using a procedure like public is an access specifier, or you can say that just void main. In that we wrote some sequential statement and that will be executed by line. So that means we need to call it by procedure. So that's why C language is a procedure language, procedure oriented language. Okay, now we'll discuss about the C++. C++ is a procedure oriented language, or C++ is an object oriented language, or C++ is a procedure along with object oriented programming language. See, ये इंटरव्यू में पूछे जाने वाले क्वेश्चन है, ये आपको आना ही चाहिए. So when we talk about the C language, we can definitely say that C is a procedure oriented language that will be called sequentially. What about C++? Shivani, what do you think? Shruti, C++, tell me something about C++. Vaishnavi is there. Vaishnavi, what do you think? C++ is a object oriented or procedure oriented or both? ठीक आहे, हे क्वेश्चन्स मी तुम्हाला काय विचारतोय बिकॉज तुमच्याकडून आन्सर पाहिजेत. एखाद्या वेळेस चुकीचं असलं तरी चालेल, पण तुमच्या डिस्कशन मधून आन्सर निघेला नाही तुमच्या लक्षात राहील. दॅट्स वाय आय एम आस्किंग. फरहान, व्हॉट डू यू थिंक?
Procedure oriented language and object oriented language.
That means C++ is a procedure B or object B? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
आपको ऐसा क्यों लगा कि C++ प्रोसीजर ओरिएंटेड भी है एंड ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड भी है? What is the reason behind that? Does anyone know about why Farhan called the C++ is a procedure as well as object oriented language? Pratik, what do you think?
Sir, because in C++ we can write our code without the class also.
Yeah, this is the valid reason behind that. In C++, we can write a code with procedure oriented things also and with object oriented thing also. That means we can create a program with the help of class also and without class also. That's why we can call a C++ is a procedure oriented language as well as object oriented language. Make a note of that. Okay, when we talk about the Java is fully object oriented language. We cannot able to create any program without class. That means if you want to write a simple code, that code must have the class. Otherwise, we cannot able to run the program. Make a note of that. ओके, ये आपको याद रखना है. Second, C has some less security. C++ has 75% security. Java is 100% secure. What is the reason behind that? Did anyone know about why Java provide 100% security and C++ provide only 75% security? Yes or no? If you don't know, let me know about that. You don't know. If yes, if you know that, then unmute yourself and give the answer. Ankita, do you know that?
Sir, I think the reason is abstraction.
Abstraction. C++ have the abstraction and Java is also have the abstraction. That abstraction. Pratik,
Sir, I don't know for exact, but I heard it's because of pointers. Java does not have pointers.
no. Pointer is a not valid reason because see, Java does not support pointer. It means that Java internally uses the pointer thing. Explicitly in Java, we cannot able to use a pointer. That means Java supports the pointer internally. Okay, if you want to store the data, then the Java language itself uses the pointer, but internally, explicitly Java does not support the pointer. Okay, so the valid reason is because of friend function. Okay, had you heard about the friend function? In C++, there is a function called as a friend function. In that, there is a private access specifier. By using friend function, we can access the private data member of a class. Private data member, we all know that there are three access specifier. Public access specifier is there, protected access specifier there, and private access specifier is there. Okay, public means we can anyone can access that. Private protected means only derived class will access the private data member of a class. Sorry, data members of a class. And private means no one can access the variable or data member of a class. Okay, but C++ में नहीं, ये concept थोड़ा सा अलग है, हटके. That means private data member of a class can be accessible through a friend function. Through a friend function. But in Java, friend function concept is not there. That's why no one can access the private data member of a class. This is the additional security provided by the Java. That's why Java is a 100% secure. Okay, make a note of that. See, I will give you an example. Assume that you have created one account in nationalized bank and that your account number account number is your data member and that data member have access specifier as a private. ओके, अगर वो कोड सी प्लस प्लस में है दैट एनी वन कैन एक्सेस फ्रेंड, एनी वन वी कैन से दैट एनी वन की जगह फ्रेंड, बाय यूजिंग अ फ्रेंड फंक्शन वी कैन एक्सेस दैट प्राइवेट डेटा मेंबर आल्सो. ओके, सो ये अगर आपका अकाउंट नंबर ही एक्सेसिबल हो रहा है जो प्राइवेट है तो इसमें सिक्योरिटी क्या रहेगी? फ्रेंड फंक्शन से हम एक्सेस कर रहे हैं. बट इवन वही सेम एप्लीकेशन अगर हम जावा में बनाते हैं तो आपका अकाउंट नंबर, नो वन कैन एक्सेस दैट अकाउंट नंबर. ओके, आपके सिवाय कोई भी नहीं उसे एक्सेस कर सकता है. सो that will create more security. So that is the reason C++ have 75% security and Java supports 100% security. ओके, ये याद रखना. ओके, आगे चलते हैं, हम देखते हैं कहाँ तक है. So these are the features. Java is secure. Java supports high performance. Java is interpreted language. What is the meaning of interpreted? Does anyone know about that? तो पता है. And Java is object oriented programming. Let's check one by one. Okay, ज़्यादा लोड नहीं है आपको. So this is the simple definition why Java is simple. Java is simple because of following factor. Java is a free from pointer, hence we can achieve the less development time and less execution time. Because of pointer, we need to provide more time. Whenever we write a Java program, we write without pointers, and internally it will be converted into equivalent pointer program. Make a note of that. प्रतीक, आपको जो लग रहा था ना कि जावा के अंदर पॉइंटर यूज नहीं होता है, एक्सप्लिसिटली नहीं होता है, इम्प्लिसिटली होता है. मेक अ नोट ऑफ दैट. ओके, एंड इट इज फ्री
Okay,
फ्रॉम
sir.
पॉइंटर, so that's why the execution time of program will be less. And also Java supports a rich set of APIs. API is nothing but JDBC is the API, application programming interface. So by using that API we can execute our program fast. ओके, सो ऐसे बहुत सारे एपीआई, जैसे जावा मैसेजिंग है, पूरा ईमेल का है, जेएमएस है, जावा मेल सर्वर है. सो डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ एपीआईज आर अवेलेबल. सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट एपीआई we can perform our task. Okay, so that this is the reason why Java is a simple. Platform independent, I already told about that. A program or technology is to be platform independent if and only if which can run on all available operating system. Different kinds of flavor, Linux है, Fedora है, Red Hat है, Mac OS है, Windows है. So different kinds of जो भी OSs available है हमारे पास operating system, so that will be executed. It converts format of one operating system to another operating system, and hence Java is treated as platform independent. Architectural neutral. Java language or technology is said to be architecture neutral, which can run on any available processor in the real world. Okay, जितने भी प्रोसेसर है, इंटेल के है, इन अदर प्रोसेसर है, उस पे ये रन होता है और एनी जनरेशन पे भी रन होता है. Portable, a portable language is one which can run on all operating system and on all processor. That's why I said that the combination of uh, platform independent plus architectural neutral, because your language which will can run on all operating system, that means platform independent, and all processor, that means architectural neutral. So portability means what? Platform independent plus architectural neutral. मल्टी थ्रेडिंग, सो ये समझ में आएगा या नहीं, डोंट नो अबाउट दैट, बट जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड कर लो. ये सिंगल इंस्टेंस है, यहाँ सर्वर है, और दीज आर द इंस्टेंसेस 1 2 3 4. F stands for flow of control, or we can say that thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and here. इसका बेस्ट एग्जांपल ये कि याद रखो, फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव 3 प्रोग्राम्स and you're executing 3 programs simultaneously. मतलब फर्स्ट प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है 1 to 10 नंबर, सेकंड प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है 11 to 12 नंबर, 11 to 20 नंबर, एंड थर्ड प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है 21 to 30 नंबर. तो ये फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस उसका आउटपुट देगा 1. सिमिलरली साइमल्टेनियसली दूसरा इंस्टेंस भी उसका आउटपुट देगा 11. सिमिलरली साइमल्टेनियसली थर्ड इंस्टेंस पे आउटपुट देगा 21. ओके, सो ये ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि 1 के पहले 2 आ जाए, ओके, या 4 के पहले 1 आ जाए, लाइक दैट, या 4 के पहले 10 आ जाए. सो जैसे भी इंस्टेंस होते हैं वैसे ही एग्जीक्यूट होता है, और उसका लॉक इन पीरियड भी होता है. आई विल एक्सप्लेन व्हाइल डूइंग द प्रोग्रामिंग इन मल्टी थ्रेडिंग. सो जस्ट मेक अ नोट ऑफ दैट. It supports Java supports multi-threaded programming language, in that multiple threads are executing simultaneously. Make a note of that. This is the theory about that. So like C, the language like C and CPP treated as single threaded modeling language, STML. Okay, And HTMLs are those in which there exists single flow of control. एक ही होता है, सिंगल थ्रेड होता है और उससे ही एग्जीक्यूट करना पड़ता है. The language like Java, .NET and Python treated as multi-threaded programming language, MTML, multi-threaded modeling language. Okay, so are those, they exist multiple flow of control. Flow of control is nothing but thread. Flow of control is nothing but thread. Okay, so we'll discuss later what is the multi-threading, like that stuff. Okay, Java supports distributed. Java is a network. There are two types of network: T network and U network. Trusted network and untrusted network. Okay, so ये दोनों network को support करता है. Object oriented, it supports the object oriented features like class, object, inheritance, data abstraction. So ये पूरे features जो C++ को support करते हैं, as it is पूरे के पूरे Java भी support करता है. कि oops concept के क्या आता है, class आता है, object आता है, data abstraction आता है, data encapsulation. Had you heard about the encapsulation? किसी को definition पता है?
Yes,
Okay, let me know. Who's this? Pooja. What is the definition of encapsulation?
sir, wrapping up the data.
Okay. Example और कोई बता सकता है? Instead of data, what is the data? Wrapping up data. Definition is right, but थोड़े से और इसे modify करने की जरूरत है. प्रतीक, C++ में पढ़ा होगा data encapsulation. शेर के.
Sir, wrapping of data or the code in single entity.
Okay. मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. Can you illustrate that definition? Wrapping up data member.
Sir, wrapping of data in single entity.
What is entity? It's a
It could be a
definition.
package.
Okay. Definition ऐसा होना चाहिए ना तो सामने वाले को समझ में आना चाहिए.
The wrapping of data into classes.
Okay.
It could be variables and class functions.
Okay, I will tell you one simple example. Had you heard about a capsule? Tablet का एक example है capsule. उसमें जन छोटे छोटे particles और we can say that छोटे छोटे ना solution होते हैं जो भी हम medicine लेते हैं. Had you seen that capsule? Okay, just 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Show you. See, ये देखा है आपने सभी ने. So that is the encapsulation. इसे encapsulation कहते हैं. Okay, कोई बता सकता है definition इसकी अब? Can I say that wrapping up a data member and member function into single unit, into single class, into single entity? Can I say that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is a proper definition. Wrapping up a data member and member function. What is a class? A collection of data member and member function is called as a class. Similarly, data encapsulation is nothing but a wrapping up a data member and member function into single unit called as a encapsulation. ये definition है. So we need to perform that operation. हमें ये operation perform करना है. Okay, so that term called as a data encapsulation. एक definition पूछी जाती है, what is the data encapsulation, like that stuff. So ये हम सब perform करने वाले हैं. Have you heard about the inheritance? What is inheritance? Definition.
Accessing some properties of one class into another class.
Great. So this is the proper definition. Accessing the property. What is the property? Data member and member function. Property is nothing but data member and member function. We need to illustrate like accessing the data member and member function of one class into another class called as a inheritance. ये डेफिनेशंस थोड़ा सा याद रखो और ये डेफिनेशन बताना है, या आप डायरेक्टली जैसे अंकिता ने बताया वही भी यूज कर सकते हैं. Wrapping up data member and member function, sorry, accessing the data member and member function of a class, or we can say that accessing the properties of one class into the another class, ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं. बट आपको किसने पूछा कि व्हाट इज प्रॉपर्टी, तो आपको बताना चाहिए कि प्रॉपर्टी इज नथिंग बट डेटा मेंबर एंड मेंबर फंक्शन. सो व्हाट आर द टाइप्स ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस आर अवेलेबल? इसमें भी ना थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है. देयर आर टू टर्म्स, टाइप्स ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस एंड फॉर्म्स ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस. तो फॉर्म्स में आप बता सकते हो कि लाइक सिंगल इनहेरिटेंस इज देयर, मल्टीपल इनहेरिटेंस इज देयर, और कौन से टाइप है? हाइब्रिड इज देयर,
Sir, hierarchical.
hierarchical is there, and multi level is there. Okay, ये different 5 forms है, ये भी याद रखना. एंड टाइप्स ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस में अलग आता है, पब्लिक इनहेरिटेंस आता है, प्राइवेट इनहेरिटेंस आता है एंड प्रोटेक्टेड इनहेरिटेंस आता है. ओके, विल डू दैट. पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, कोई बता सकता है व्हाट इज द पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म?
A class with same name but different parameters.
Class with same name but different parameter. Because polymorphism I think C++ में भी है ना. Compile time polymorphism, compile time, and I think runtime is there. Okay. So polymorphism is a Latin word. Poly means many, and morphism is nothing but form. Many forms. Okay. जसं अंकिता तू सांगितलंस तर डेफिनेशन समवॉट बरोबर आहे, बट हे आपल्याला रिवाइज करावं लागेल. सो पॉलीमॉर्फिझम इज अ लॅटिन वर्ड. पॉली मीन्स मेनी, मॉर्फिझम मीन्स फॉर्म, मेनी फॉर्म्स. ओके, इसमें कंपाइल टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म आता है, रन टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म आता है. ओके, सो फंक्शन ओवरलोडिंग एंड फंक्शन ओवरराइडिंग, वर्चुअल कीवर्ड याद आ रहा होगा आपको, C++ में आपने पढ़ा है, तो ये सब एग्जांपल आते हैं पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. और लाइक डायनामिक बाइंडिंग और मैसेज पासिंग भी होता है. विल डिस्कस अबाउट दैट कि एक्चुअल होता क्या है. ओके, so this is the theoretical part of the Java. So now we need to understand what is the data type and all things. So before that, just today आज के lecture के लिए इतना ही. So let me know if you have any queries regarding that historical part, features, उसके बारे में कुछ problem है तो let me know. We'll discuss about that and we'll close the session.